Hello, 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 super women. I am so glad you're with me today. This is a very special Stress Talk Live for a couple of reasons. I am visiting with my bestest friends. We've known each other since we were little girls. We grew up together, and it's just been a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Not only that, my special guest today is Alice Frazier. And guess what? We were classmates at Northwestern University. So this is kind of like old home week for me. And you're going to get a power packed, I was going to say session. What kind of a session? But it's going to be a power packed show because Alice is a power packing lady. You're going to enjoy listening to her and gleaning from her wisdom. And we're going to get started in just a few moments. Hi there, everyone. I know you see that I have www.afassociates.net in the corner. Normally, I have my web address, but I'm keeping this web address up because you're going to want to take note of it, especially when you listen to Alice and hear all of the things that she is going to share with you today. There's so much that I could share about her, but I'm going to bring her on so that she can share with you. But one of the things that I want you to take note of is that she is all about alignment, putting things in place so that you are experiencing the satisfaction in your life that you desire. And I'm just gonna bring her on so you can hear that. Okay. So here we go. Alice, are you ready? Because I'm gonna have you talk. Hey, lady, how are
Hey,
you?
good. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. You all, Alice is the CEO of AFA Associates. And when I say that she does all kinds of things, the bottom line with what she does is she is a strategist. She helps you bring into alignment what you're working on. We talked the other day and she just started going, okay, so you know what? You need to think about A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I went, whoo, wow. In just a few minutes, she had ticked off all of these things that we're going to talk about together soon. But you want to listen because I'm telling you, she is power packed. She has so much to share with us and to share with you that I'm not going to talk a lot today. I want her to talk. Alice, tell us a little bit about yourself and about AFA Associates.
Well, Marceline, thank you. I mean, to think that we have known each other since the cold, wintry days of
Oh
being
my
on
God.
South Campus at Northwestern. Um, and here we are, just a few years later. Uh,
Yes.
this is an honor. It's an honor to be here. Got to tell you all, I reconnected with Marceline because of her Stress Talk series. I was having a day myself, and out of the blue, she appeared in my Facebook feed. And truth be told, we had not chatted, talked, connected in more than a few years. We could say a few decades.
Yes.
However, we were able to reconnect and just know that Wildcats for life are always there for each other.
That's right.
And boy, oh boy, becoming a Wildcat has mean you've got a network that is unbelievable. unbelievable.
That's right.
And that is part of what stress is about, knowing who your network is and knowing how to tap into it. Even when you haven't always, tap into the resources that are already around you. Which gets me
Mhm.
to why, with AF Associates, we're all about gaining alignment and how to market and position what an organization is about or brand is about so it can grow and connect with those who need what they're offering or who desire what they're offering. Don't always have to have a need to go get something. And with our whole model that we use and the framework that we use, it's really about fueling one's success, powering up your organization. But in order to power up the organization, you have to power up the people. And so there's
Mhm.
a lot of other work that we've done to help create mastery and growth for people. And as a result, 20 years later, we're still at it and we're at it doing well for others. And thanks to the pandemic, we found other areas. And one of my passion areas is the arts. And so
Mhm.
to be able to give everyone access to the arts the past 2 years has been a blessing that has kept sanity going in my community. So
Mhm. See, I told you all, power packed, lots of activity, lots of action. Alice, when you use the word alignment, that really resonated with me. Tell me a little bit about your idea of alignment and what that means as it relates to stress and a satisfying life.
alignment became something that I had to find through my own personal, you kind of in your head, oh, that's a good thing, make sure all your work is, everyone is working together. However, to get alignment requires one to really reflect and see where you're at. So
Mhm.
when I do that with businesses, but then do it with myself and help others see how to see where they're at, just, see where you're at, what's good, where there's opportunities. And yeah, you can use sometimes the bad word because recognize not everything is great. So why keep holding on to stuff that's really not working for you? You've
Mhm.
heard oftentimes you need to let things go. Well, sometimes, we become bag people carrying way too much. And when you take time to reflect, you realize, oh, that was
Mhm.
good then, but it's sure not helping us now. That that season has passed.
Mhm.
And so when I also do some work with women, I remind them, women, I don't want to be sexist, but I just want to make there's the masculine energy may think about how do I provide and get things done.
Mhm.
Feminine energy may say, how do I care and nurture? Well, when you're always tending to things, not things outside of you, but start tending to yourself, you will
Mhm.
see that you are always in a season of growth and regrowth and knowing how to be still and then to take it to the next level and keep it moving.
Mhm.
So that alignment begins with reflection, seeing what's working for you, what's not, what to stop, what to let go, and then see what to start. Sometimes we have to do a new thing.
Yes. Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I always tell when I'm talking to women, talking to women that I work with
Mhm.
in a mentoring situation or in a therapeutic situation, I always tell them we need to know the starting point. We need to know the starting point. We need to know how the roadmap so that we're not going off track, but we can actually map out a way to get to where we want to be. And when you talk about alignment, that reflection, starting with self reflection. Where am I? How do I interact? How do I react with what's going on around me? Is such an important aspect of alignment and reflection that, I'm like, yeah, I think that's why it resonated with me so much when you said that, because that's basically what I do when I'm working with women myself.
And then you also want to take some inventory of what you got. Know all the tools and resources that are around you, but then give yourself some credit for being, quite masterful and you got your own pretty darn good toolkit.
Mhm.
Take inventory of all those things that you have, because
Mhm.
then you can move into taking some action on what to apply to get you to the outcome you want. And so we
Mhm.
just start to kind of map things out, and say, oh, we've got some building blocks here. Oh, wait a minute, we got more than we thought. Oh, we've got some underutilized assets. Or you know what? As I've got someone who I've done a lot of work with this year, he goes, we have known each other for 15 years. Why have we not been working together? And I said, clearly, because the time was not right. Because it's been real good this year. So if we didn't forget about what we didn't have, it's what we got right here, right now. And
Mhm.
so also being in alignment allows you to get present to what's present.
Yes, yes, yes. So, for those of you who have been watching Stress Talk Live, you will hear me say we need to be present because I am an advocate of mindfulness living. So,
Oh, do I? I'm gonna give you a sneak peek for mindfulness living. I've
yes,
got my be happy, my be calm, and always be well.
there
So
you go.
those are my little secrets. Those are some of my
Okay.
little stress hacks.
So tell us a little bit about those stress hacks.
So goes back to how it's about you can take care of business,
Mhm,
but taking care of business also means you need to take care of yourself. And a
mhm,
good friend of mine has a business that this is her second business. And I used to be, for those who know, I used to be head of business development, new products at a little skincare company that's global.
mhm,
And I've always looked at products and things, and these products are formulated amazingly well, very beautiful, and it's by a woman of color like us. And
mhm.
so when Nadine and I crossed paths over 20 years ago, when she started this other business, I was like, oh, I've got to continue to support, because it was part of my own well-being. As someone said, why is your skin good? She's been taking care of this space for 20 plus years.
Mhm,
So I'm
mhm.
wrinkle free thanks to her. Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. But when there's stress, lavender is a really wonderful, wonderful item. So
Mhm,
she's used lavender in a few things. And one for stress is this Be Well massage balm. And I put these in some other things that I use because I'm a believer in affirmations and I'm a believer in journaling. So I have my little sacred space box that has all the little things that I need stored in it. This has
mhm.
lavender and peppermint. So it got a little tension. I rub some in scoop just a little bit out, put it into my temples, and then rub it into the back of my neck and talk about stress relief and calm. And I can go back to using good language, not
Yeah.
bad language. And then if I need to, I really went on one because, it's what the weekend, and some people are like, I can't do some of the things I used to do. Well, I just get my Be Calm balm out. My
Mhm.
massage therapist loves the Be Calm. She goes, you really need it in bigger containers. I said, well, this is my personal one. She goes, I know, because it's only for you. And then there's a Be Happy massage bombs. But, the power of touch, but to have touch with things that are fragrant can make a
Yes,
difference. And
yes.
so lavender was one of those powerful, powerful scents that I have what's called, which those who want to find, have my little sacred space box
Mhm,
filled with all my lavender goodies. I have a
mhm.
couple of them depending upon where I'm at when I travel, but it has the Be Well balm and the ever present brand new body butter that
Uh-huh.
moisturizes me head to toe with lavender. So I'm going about my day
Mhm,
in balance. And then if I need a little whiff of more, I pull out, just give me some straight lavender essential oil.
mhm.
And I travel when I haven't had to do this on a plane yet, but I used to have my lavender and chamomile. And
Oh,
it's like,
okay,
why? There's some good
okay.
things that go with chamomile, but I
Mhm.
also like a little lemongrass to go with it too.
Oh, I love lemongrass. I
you
love
know, and
lemongrass.
so, when I was talking about, having affirmations, so also
Mhm.
I will put into my box affirmations and
Mhm.
for me to reflect on. And my affirmation today says, I have the audacity to decide to dramatically change my life.
Mhm.
So why is that important? Some folks have been complaining about how the year's gone and what's not happened. I counted. I have about 40 days left. My year is not over. I got
Mhm.
40 days to make magic. And so I can change the trajectory of how things go with just making a decision. And right
Mhm.
now, I say folks need to make some audacious, big decisions, but make a big one for yourself, how you're going to care for yourself and your well being. If you haven't learned the past 18 months, being well is where it's at. You
Mhm.
need to figure out all the different ways you need to be well. And I know I've been taking stock. Not everyone, when you've got elders, I've got 3 elders that I'm dealing with, and that's been a challenge. Well, not everyone, understands that and supports that who are, I won't use that F word, family. However, it's okay. You
Yeah.
just let it go
Mhm.
and like, I do what I do so I can take care of others and yeah,
Mhm.
take care of myself. And sometimes,
Mhm.
yeah, we can always do better, but always reminded, you got to find
Mhm.
what you need to do to balance and then
Mhm.
go ahead, have the audacity to
Mhm.
decide to dramatically change. Could be enlisting some more help. It could
Mhm.
be saying, I can do that, but I can let that go because I'm going to go back to tending to me. And it's all good. You just
Yeah.
find how do you stay balanced so that I call it, you're not just grounded, you're well rooted.
Mhm.
Because to be rooted is to be like a tree. You can
Being well
always be
rooted.
cared for and tended to so you can always come back and bear new fruit
Mhm.
year after year.
Alice, I just want to take a moment because you're really just you're blessing us with all of this wisdom. I want to share some of the comments. Ellison said, yes, get present with the present. And that is it's such a simple statement, but it is profound because we're always either living in the past or we're projecting into the future.
Right.
And then Dolores said, love the idea of the sacred space box. I love that idea too. And I know you're going to share a little bit more about some of the items that you have in the sacred space box as well. So we'll get to know how we can create our own or how we can get our own
Yeah.
sacred space box. This is all such good, it's just great it's not just information. I don't want to say that it is information. It is not just information. It's actually food for our souls. When you talk about well-being, you hear a lot about wellness and about well-being, and I often want to share that there's a difference between wellness and well-being.
Right.
When people talk about wellness, they're basically talking about the physical body, making sure that the physical body is healthy, that it's fit, that it's being taken care of. But when we're talking about well being, we're talking about the physical body, we're talking about mental health. We're talking about spiritual health. We're talking about emotional health. And we're talking about all of the things that um, interact and interface with those
Right.
health items. So when you're dealing with well-being, and that's what we're touching on that a little bit today, we're talking about your life. We're not just talking about, your cholesterol or your blood pressure. We're talking about waking up and feeling joyful. We're talking about moving through your day with feeling a satisfaction, being present in the moment. We're talking about not worrying about what's going to happen in 30 minutes or not dwelling on what has happened uh, 12 years ago. We're talking about the entire experience of life. And we're hearing more and more about well-being, especially in the workplace, and
Right.
how that affects our ability to work and interact with others, and how it how we interact with ourselves.
So, so true. And I like how you make that distinction. Wellness is looking at that physical aspect. So, one other little thing, one of the things I've done the past 2 years, thank you, pandemic, is
Mhm,
because of some things and interests of mine. My sister and I became certified holistic health coaches.
mhm,
And that allowed us to delve on one level to understand things, especially from that physical. But because of some spiritual work I do and a mastermind class that I and program that I've led for years, it's allowed me to bring that mind, body, spirit together, kind
mhm,
of use some of these products to help with the physical to get me, recentered. But then I
mhm.
also just remember something real simple. Used to get a timeout as a kid. Well, as an adult, we need to do some timeouts also. And I'm like, just take 10 in the middle of a day just to
Mhm.
reground yourself. And one of the, other things I do is I keep a gratitude journal.
Yeah.
I write in it, I write in it at night.
Mhm.
And I've also sometimes put on a little piece of paper. Some people keep a gratitude jar. I like to
Yeah.
say sometimes we're running on empty. Well, if you fill up that empty jar,
Mhm.
it'll remind you of what you're filled with and what you're
Yeah.
grateful for so that you can dig in and dip into that and see where you've been. And then you can keep adding to it.
Mhm.
There's the power of being grateful just
Mhm.
really allows you to give grace to, you know, the stuff that happens in a day, the stuff that can sometimes you're like, it used to set me off, but that being having a practice of gratitude just allows you to see things going, oh, there must be a lesson for this, or who knows. There's
Mhm.
nothing like I'm so glad when I left South Florida when I did. I was just telling someone the story. I said, yeah, worse it could have been bad, except for when I left, 2 days later, the hurricane came,
Mhm.
and that house I just moved out of, that was no longer mine, there was a tree in the roof. That was not my
Wow.
problem.
Mhm.
That's called being grateful. Sometimes
Mhm.
shifts and change happen. You're like, oh, I would not want
Mhm.
to have to go through that. No one ever wants to deal with the aftermath of a hurricane or a tornado, but
Yeah.
we have to. And then you count your blessings. That was not mine to deal with. Thank you.
Yeah. And we have a couple more comments that I'd like to share.
Oh, please.
Lenny Bailey said, "It is good to see Alice again, enjoying the program."
Oh, good to see him. And Dolores, there's like a lot of wildcats out here today.
Yeah, how about that? You said once a wildcat, always a wildcat. And then Lenore Winfrey said, absolutely, well being encapsulates all of the important and necessary aspects of self. So it's just so very true. So very true. So let's talk about, because I hate that,
I got it.
sometimes I hate that we have only 30 minutes, but then I guess it it allows us to leave people wanting more. So Alice, tell us about the sacred space boxes.
Well, they're coming like some different sizes and shapes that we've created. And yes, there is another Allison with us. So we kind of do these together.
Yeah.
But there's one where I love having a candle. So when I used to work in an office space, I would literally not light the candle, but have it open. And this time of year, I have what's called the gratitude candle.
Mm.
And that's just to remind me. And this one is a bit of a autumn spice, and I've got a few different fragrances for that. I've got some that are called love and embrace. So there's always a variety. There's a candle in there. I also give you a massage balm, and then I also have some affirmation cards that are in there.
Oh.
And I will also that'll be available next month in December. um, I do what's called a power up series, and each month you get a power thought. And so we will, with your subscription, if you would like, we allow you to get a box you get you a goodie bag or goodie box to add to your sacred space box. So, you're always replenishing it with something to add into it,
Mhm.
and to help you gain that alignment, and some
Mhm.
in words to help you affirm, and words to help you be intentional, which is it comes at the beginning of the month so you can set some goals and you can track how you're progressing there. And
Mhm.
I'm happy to say that one person who we did some work together, 2 months ago, was ready for some changes and shared with me the power of setting those intentions, visualizing them in the way that I shared with them. Um, well, happy for them because they're in the midst of 4 interviews.
Mm.
And so she was like, we may be making this happen sooner than we thought. We're giving ourselves a year. And I was like, once you get clear, things kind of start to align.
Yeah.
Start because you get clear about presenting yourself. There's all those things, we were talking about earlier. But the sacred space box, especially going into the holidays, is a great way to give yourself a gift or to give to someone else. We have three different price points.
Mhm.
So there's a $30 price point, there's a $60 price point, and I think there's a 75. So,
Mhm.
but those all get revealed on Black Friday, but they may come out early on my website. You'll get to drop me a note and a message saying, here's what I want. And we're always able to customize things for you.
So, Alice, so if I want this, I can just go to www.afassociates.net.
Yes, and drop me your name, give me a message, and then we will send you a link so you can order everything starting probably Thursday night.
Wow. Okay. Okay. And that's the Black Friday special. So what we've talked about, because we are almost out of time. I hate it. We've talked about being in alignment. We've talked about doing self-reflection. We've talked about the importance of well-being, knowing where you are and knowing where you want to go. We've talked about the importance of really taking a moment, putting yourself as an adult in time out if necessary, so that you can really reflect on where you are and what you need, being present in the moment. We're talking about not just looking at your physical health, but looking at your holistic health, your emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual health. And I'm going to throw in your social health, those interactions that are meaningful to you, making sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who care about you, who affirm you, and nurture you as well. What else would you add to that, Alice?
I would say, as we're about to start, 5 weeks of continuous holiday celebrations, be it Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, it is the season of light.
Mhm.
So give yourself grace and just be light, and you'll find that your being a presence of light and love will definitely elevate your own well being.
Absolutely. This is we're going to have to sign off for now. I will definitely be back next week, you all. Please, 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 please make sure you follow ML Bailey Consultants on Instagram, Facebook, as well as on Twitter. You can subscribe to ML Bailey Consultants on YouTube. The replays of this live stream are always on YouTube. You can also find me at www.mlbaileyconsultants.com. I want to thank Alice Frazier for being my special guest. Oh, one more thing. We have another comment. Once you get clear, things start to align. Yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
Ah,
Thank you,
Thank
Dolores.
you,
So good.
Dolores. I love seeing you because I know you are all about well-being as well. I'm so appreciative of you, Alice. I'm appreciative of what you've shared today and what you're going to be sharing with us in the future. Make sure, please check out www.afassociates.net. Check out those items for your sacred space box. I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to do that. For now, I'm Marcelin Bailey, and as always, take good care.